Hey everyone, welcome back to Evol PC Gaming. My name is Jim, and in the background you're seeing a new police simulator game released on Steam on October 24th, Enforcer, Police Crime Action. So yes, I did fall victim to picking the game up, even though I was kind of against it when I first saw it. It does look like crap, and there are times that the game plays like crap. All in all, I'm actually kind of impressed by the game in general, and it has a ton of potential. So what you're seeing right here is different cars that you can use in the game and so forth. I went with the unmarked vehicle. I wanted to see if the light would come off the top, but it does not. Unfortunately, it stays on the top, and I thought that was kind of dumb. You know, I would rather have some like deck lighting or something, you know, something up on the visors, maybe in the rear deck of the car. But all in all, you know, just looking at the features of the game, I mean, they list out a lot of features. I mean, one of the big ones are more than 200 different variances of missions to complete. Now, when I say missions, it's not a linear game that you have to go through and do missions in order and so forth. You get call-outs. That's pretty much what the missions are. So you can reactively patrol or proactively patrol. Proactive, of course, if you don't know what that is, you go out and you look for the crime, you look for things to do and get people for. And of course, reactive is you sit there with your thumb up your ass until you get a call, and then you go out and respond to it because, well, in real life, that's what you have to do. Some of the other things in the game, you also have a personal life in the game. And I gotta say right off the bat, it is single player right now. They are announcing, hopefully within the next week or so, that if they are going to add multiplayer to it. Again, that was a huge negative for me. I do not like buying games that are not multiplayer capable. And honestly, most games nowadays need to be multiplayer. I mean, that's just what's expected of games today. So anyway, let's get into a couple of the other things on the game. You go through ranks. I think you just start off as just typical low-ranked officer. You start off with the Crown Vic looking type vehicle. I don't think they have actual license, but again, you can obviously see what is what. Like right here, you can tell I'm in an older style, you know, Chevy Tahoe or Suburban. You can tell that the Charger was a Dodge Charger. You can tell the Vic was a Vic. Like I was trying to say earlier, you have a personal life too, though there's really not, it's not like you can just kind of go out and go into bars and clubs and meet people and so forth. When you start the game off, you start in a house. You don't have to worry about buying your home. So you start at a house, and when you're on your personal time, you can call friends, and if you click on, you know, call friends, you know, go out, whatever, it relieves stress that you build up during the game, though I haven't seen any adverse effects of being too stressed out for the job. Hopefully that is stuff that they are tweaking. And then you just get like a little cutscene like, yay, you went out with your friends. You'll probably see that a little bit later in the video. I recorded all this last night after I got the game. I played it for like an hour and a half. Once I felt comfortable with what was going on, controls and so forth, I went ahead and shot some video footage of it just to get this thing together for anyone that might be interested in it. Now, I've been saying for years, I'm talking 10, 15 years, I wish they would come out with a great police simulator type game. And I'm not talking about that police simulator or whatever the hell was made. It was a British title, I believe, and it's horrible. It's point and click, and it's almost like the emergency games, except for you're down on the street level. This, at least, you have, you know, open world, free roam. You have different districts you can go in. This is kind of like the main district that you see here in the background. You can drive into the other districts. It loads the other districts. There's different stuff. I only went into one other district. It was more like a countryside, very rural type area. There wasn't much out there. This is like a main city. And also, you see here, you have to worry about fueling up your vehicle. You have to worry about eating. I haven't let myself starve, so I don't know if you die or if you get sick or what will happen. Now, the fuel in the vehicle is just, it's crap. It eats through so much fuel. It feels like all you're doing sometimes is going back to the gas station or to the repair station. And you see, like, when I pull out, you see some sparks flying from the wheels, and then you look down below and you're like, wow, my damage meter went down like 5% because I've pulled into the gas station and out. So those kind of things are aggravating. There is a config file you can go into and change some of the values, like cost of fuel, cost of repairs. I went in there, tweaked it. Pro gave me his settings because he had the game before me and told me about tweaking the settings out and so forth. So I made it to where I didn't have to pay for fuel. I don't have to pay for repairs. At first I was just like, well, that's kind of the challenge of the game. But at the same time, well, if you're a police officer, you're not paying for that stuff, I mean, that stuff's provided for you. And I'm glad that I did, because as often as I had to go back to the gas station or the repair station, I would have spent tons of my own money, to take care of the vehicle. Some of the other things, like around your house, you can buy stuff to relieve stress, like television. You can sit down and watch TV. I think you can take naps on the couch. I don't know. I didn't try it yet. It's not like The Sims or GTA to the point to where you meet up with people and there's a storyline to go with it. The only storyline so far I've seen is just the opening scene. You're riding on a bus. I didn't even really pay attention to it. I don't care about the cutscene in a game like this. That's where you get to fill out your character information. Now, supposedly this is like a full release game. From what I'm reading, it's full release. I've seen some people say it's early access, it's an alpha game. I'm pretty sure it's full release. Now, a couple of the other complaints, like character customization. You can't customize how your character looks. Like, the guy you see is who you get. You can't pick race, skin color, hair, facial hair, eye color. I mean, none of that kind of stuff. It would be nice if you could, customize your guy to be how you want it to look. I think that would be a great little addition. Small, but good. Especially if it goes online. You want to be able to, look at someone and tell who's who. If I want to set aviator sunglasses and we have a call, I don't know, your typical, your stereotypical police mustache or something like that. I mean, it would be nice to have the option for everyone to at least look a little unique. So now, like you see here, this is one of the missions or the calls. You got to respond to it. You go up to the guy. You get to question the characters. You get a description of who may have did what. Now, there's no notepad or anything like that in the game, so either you're going to remember that, or you're going to use your cell phone, take a picture of it, or write it down. Good old traditional pen and paper. And sometimes it's very vague. Like, the guy might tell you, oh, yep, it was a guy wearing a white shirt and blue pants and black shoes. Well, there's not too many different character models in the game, so right away, a lot of the models that you see, they all look the same. Sometimes you don't get a location, but a lot of times if you sit around and wait, the dispatcher will hop on and give you updated information, like, suspects or last been seen here. If you don't get there fast enough, they're constantly on the move. They're not just hanging out in the bush waiting for you to show up and arrest them. There was a couple calls that I went on. It says, okay, they were last seen here. I get over there, and by the time I got over there, the guy was already walking up the road and was like 100 foot up the road from where they were last seen, which I like that kind of stuff. Put in a little bit of investigative thing to it, or give you the sense that you got to look around, actually do the job of the police officer. It's not just clear cut, show up, yep, you're under arrest, and see you later. Now, you see here, driving, that's my next complaint on the game. The driving physics of the game is absolutely horrible. Now, from what I was told, I wasn't able to get the game on October 24th when it released. I was too busy. I wasn't around my PC. It actually drove better at release. They did some patching to it to optimize it and so forth, and they actually made the driving worse. The driving is... I can't even explain how freaking horrible the driving is. And I really, really, really hope they fix this in the next patch, period. When I first watched videos of it, I was like, man, that handling looks like San Andreas back in the old GTA days. Kind of insane.
Police, show me your hands.
Well, it's worse than that. Another thing, there's no, like, soft body physics. you receive damage to the vehicle, but you don't see the bumpers hanging out for a big crushed fender and your headlights hanging out. That would be nice to see those kind of items in the game, personally. Maybe some people don't care.
Police,
and you see some of the animations when you're aiming at somebody. It doesn't even look like I was aiming at the guy. You can't run when you're aiming. You can walk, so you have to take, like your iron sight type mode. Right click. You have to take that away so you can run. That's all well and good. Different other thing. Let's see. What else can you do in this game? I'm trying to think. There's 4 different police vehicles. Hopefully they'll add them later. And according to the developers on the Steam page, they're definitely going to support the modding community, so you'd be able to put on your own custom skins and so forth. I'm sure we'll see third-party cars added. Hopefully they're done correctly. Again, they need to take care of the handling.
ETA.
You can arrest anybody you come up on, but there's a point system, and as you advance in points, you advance in rank. Here in the game, I'm already, I don't know, like a senior trooper or something like that. It's ranked at, so I could get the different vehicles and the different light bars. I started off with a Crown Vic with a vector bar, so then I decided to switch over to this SUV and put an LED bar on it. Just try it out. I like the LED bars a lot better. You can talk with anyone pretty much, around the city, but again, it's kind of interacting with them. You can ask for a license. You can give anyone a breathalyser test. It doesn't penalize you. I pretty much, in those couple hours of playing, I learned that everyone I pull over, say they were speeding or whatever, I just administer a breathalyser test right away. It doesn't give you any hints like, you say you walk up on the car and you interact with them. It would be kind of nice if it gave you a hint. Like, you think you smell alcohol, or you catch a faint whiff of, a beer or something like that. So there's no visual cues. Of course, you can't have actual smelling cues because it's a game. So I just breathalyze everyone, and I find tons of drunk drivers driving around the city. There's different camera modes that you can go through when you're playing. There's no first person. There's no behind the wheel look. It's more like center dash. You can see the hood or over top the car. You can free look around while you're driving, as you see there in the background and so forth what I was doing. The calls, I had been on some calls. Let's see, there's been respond to someone breaking into a house. You get there, it might be a false alarm. I've had respond to a known murder suspect to arrest them. One was kind of just off in a field, whatever. I showed up, he pulled a gun on me, I shouted at him, ordered him. He ran a little bit, foot chased. It was over. I got him. Cool. There was another one where he was held up in a house, and I thought to myself, okay, no murder suspect in a house, and when you go up to the door, you can announce that you're the police, and to open the door, you can kick the door in, or you can serve a warrant. If you want to serve a warrant, you got to go back to the police station, put in for a warrant. Now, you don't fill out any grave details or anything. You just click, like, request warrant. It will generate your warrant, and it's good for, I don't know, it was like 400 seconds or something like that. I didn't use it. I'm not exactly sure if I could just use a warrant, go up to any house, kick the door in. I'm sure it would penalize you if you kicked the door in and served a warrant on a house that there was no need to serve a warrant. So anyway, I kicked the door in. Took a few points away, from the overall call, based on the fact that I just kicked the door in, didn't announce myself, or didn't get the warrant for entering the home. But whatever. The guy had a gun, shot him in the face, that was that. The only bug so far I've found to where it made me restart my game, or go back to the main menu and reload, was in that instance, I went to go open another door, and I got kind of frozen to where I opened the door, I could look around, but I couldn't move anymore. So I just had to escape out, reload back into my career, and that was that. Another thing I kind of like about the game is it progressively saves the game. If I exit, there's no going back to an old save because I messed up and I lost 50 points, 100 points, whatever. No going back, no nothing. And this right here is the call where the murder suspect was held up in the house. So again, I really didn't know about the warrant until I kicked the door in, and he went out and told me I should have probably had a warrant to do so. But whatever. You learn with the game. I'm trying to think of other positives that I really like about the game. I mean, in a way, I kind of wish I would have saved the money. I mean, I got it on sale. I think it's 15 bucks. It was on sale. Again, it's in hopes that they'll increase, patches and so forth. It seems like it's going to have good development support, but only time can tell. A couple other cool features in the game. There was a mention of, say, the city has a special event. Say it's a Christmas parade or something. I remember looking at the calendar in-game, and it said something about Christmas, the city's birthday party, and so forth. And there's a calendar event, and of course you got the calendar and current weather down in the bottom right. I really didn't pay attention to it. I didn't try to figure out what all you have to do, but you can go into town, go on patrol, and go there and close down roadways that are needed to be closed and so forth, and I guess do a little bit of crowd control or traffic control. There's radar cameras that you can go to your vehicle, choose to take the radar camera, set it up, and it doesn't have to be manned. It just sits there. Somebody comes by speeding. It does evidently a little picture of the car, and you get credit for, trying to bring down the speeding problem within town. There's also little side missions, I guess, or side goals or agendas to meet every time you go on patrol. Like I had one, it wants you to breathalyze at least 9 vehicles throughout your shift. So as long as I found a car with taillights out, headlights out, speeding, weaving, whatever, because if they were weaving, they were automatic DUI pretty much. Breathalyze them, they were drunk. So as long as you issued the breathalyzer, so speeding, issued the breathalyzer, nothing was found, it counted. And you got, a little bonus at the end and so forth. So that's always, it's fun that it's giving you a goal to reach. Again, in real life, you go to roll call. Your sergeant might tell you, look, we've been getting, complaints of some kids racing up and down such and such road. I want you guys to stop by there, patrol through there a couple times tonight. See if you can either catch them or prevent them from, going through and doing whatever they're doing. So that's a nice aspect in this. Now, I would love to see a bigger selection of, proactive patrol options. Like right now, the only thing I really see is drunk drivers, speeding, tail lights out or lights not functioning. The game takes place in 2004. I don't know how many years it will actually advance into the future. But it starts off in 2004, so you don't have license plate readers and laptop computers in the car, so you don't know if a license plate's expired until you stop the vehicle. It stops just like LCPDFR. There's a button to hit to pull over a vehicle, gives a little whelp or an air horn blast. The guy either pulls over or he keeps driving. If they take off, it's easy. You bump their car a few times, eventually they'll stop. They'll either foot bail and you gotta run after them, or they'll get out and put their hands up and give up right away. At the same time, I would like to have maybe noise complaint calls, domestic calls. You pretty much think about a typical everyday call that an officer could go on a regular basis. I would like to see more of those added, and I'm hoping that the development team is going to support the game 200% and get those kind of things out and keep pushing out updates and so forth. And as I mentioned earlier, I kind of fell into the trap of getting a police game like this. Now, when you compare it to LCPDFR, I know a lot of you guys play that. I put up tons of series of that. I have, 15 patrol days or something like that I put up. I put time in. I try to role play it out like as a police officer position, not just ride around and launch my car off a hill and crash into people and push them off a bridge and just shoot them in the face right away. In this game, if you do those kind of crazy things, you get penalized. You won't get promotions. You won't make more money. You won't get the better cars. And because of that, that's kind of what attracted me to the game, because the potential is there. Now, if this game fails to deliver based on the idea and the overall structure of the game, what I'm really hoping happens is it starts the genre of police simulator games like full extent. Kind of like when the zombie games started to come out. You had War Z, and now you got 7 Days, and you have the Daisy mod. Now Daisy's standalone. What else coming? Like Survive the Night's still coming. Like the zombies genre is still alive and well. I love those games because of the survival aspect, though a lot of games I could do without the zombies. Like The Long Dark, for example. I haven't tried it yet, but it looks interesting because of the survival aspect. Again, I didn't get the game because it's not multiplayer. I like to do it with some friends. But if this game starts delivering like that, you know, and really putting in lots of calls and variances and so forth, that I think will seriously launch this police simulation genre for now. We'll be seeing a lot better games, better graphics, more involved gameplay. So again, I'm I'm hoping the future is bright for this. Been wanting this for so long. LCPDFR fun, doesn't deliver to, you know, my standards because one, the game is buggy as hell. You have to mod the hell out of it, get, you know, good looking cars, different calls. The call outs in LCPDFR is limited. I got kind of tired of, you know, oh, respond to a drug deal going on, and you go around the corner and there's 15 guys with machine guns and you get in a shootout. This game does have drug dealers and so forth. I responded to a call, went around the corner, told me where they were last seen, showed up, they weren't there. Start looking for them. I found them. I think one started firing at me, killed an innocent civilian. I shot him, and the other guy gave up. And the other guy went in a totally different direction. They weren't together or anything. Had to deal with them separately. Now you just saw, I'm changing topic, but I did a map transition, and I went into another district of, you know, a patrol area. Now you see when it came across, I was clearly on the road when I crossed in, but when it loaded in, I was way off in the shoulder, pretty much at full speed because I had the cruise control, I think, set. So if you're not paying attention, you're gonna just plow into a tree and ruin your vehicle. Again, stuff that they can tweak. I hope they tweak. They better tweak. Now, if this game was 20, 25, 30 bucks, no way in hell would I have bought this game. Absolutely no possible way. Even at 15 bucks with it on sale, I still can't say, guys, go get this game. I recommend it.
This is the police.
It's awesome. I am on the fence of even recommending the game. Fun? Yes. Will I play it again? Yes. Would I buy it again if I knew what I know now? I would have probably waited. I would have rather waited until the game was, say, 20, 25 bucks, but it was well polished. Tons of calls, tons of things to do, vehicles, customization, character customization. I would have gave them 25 bucks for the game to have more options in it. So again, I'm hoping I bought in early and my investment's going to pay off. If not, the next guy comes along and does the game 100 times better than this and gets it right, I'll give him my 25, 30, hell, I'll give him 40 bucks if they did the game right. You know, if like LCPDFR was a standalone with the graphics, the soft body physics, better callouts, like callouts of this game, you know, per se, but just many, many more, I would give a developer 30 or 40 bucks for it, hands down. I wouldn't even have to think about it. So again, if you guys have the game, let me know what you think about it down in the comments. If you don't have the game, hell, let me know what you think of what you saw, what I told you guys. Maybe I didn't cover everything 100%. Again, I'm new to the game. There's not too much to the game itself right now. I mean, I do like the fact you can question witnesses, administer breathalyser tests, block off roads for city events. The mobile speed cameras are cool. Chases, they're kind of corny. And take off, hit them 3 or 4 times, they're going to jump out. You don't need to pit them. You don't need to send them into a wall. You just go up and bump them a few times on the on the backside. They're getting out. It would be nice to have a little bit of variance on that. And one of the main things I forgot to mention that you guys might be interested in, when you start your career, you can play it as just like a normal, I guess, realistic career, whatever. And then there's another option. I forget what they're called. The second option might be realistic or hardcore or something along those lines. But yeah, the one option you can play, if you get killed, whatever, I guess you respawn, you continue your game, and, you know, whatever, everyone's happy. The other option was the hardcore. Pretty much, if you get killed, your career is done. You're dead, your career's dead, you start a new career, you start at the bottom, work your way up. You can work your way all the way up to Chief of Police. You don't get anything special for being Chief of Police except for more money. Like, you don't get, you know, there's not other patrol units in the game. You don't see other police officers in the game. You don't call for backup, and other officers come. You know, you're kind of on your own as far as you can get for calling for backup. You arrest someone, you go to your radio button, you hit police, and it pretty much sends a police van to pick up your prisoner. You don't even get to see it happen. The prisoner disappears, you get a cutscene, and they're aggravating. I wish they would get rid of the cutscene or make them shorter. Gives you this little cheesy picture, cutscene. You know, your prisoner's being transported to jail via the police van. Okay, call a tow truck, you don't see a tow truck. You arrest the person, the car's sitting in the middle of the road, you go to your radio, you're at the car, you hit tow, goes to a cutscene, hey, you towed the vehicle, and the vehicle disappears. Small details. Again, I would like to see it, see the things happen. That would be nice to have that interaction. Make the game feel like it's alive. That's what you're playing for. Be immersed into the life within the city, because that's what you're policing. So maybe I'll try it out in the hardcore mode. You know, I get killed, I'm done. That's it. I'm possibly thinking of doing a little Let's Play series and just go on through the career. I might just pick it up from where I'm at now, since it's a little bit more interesting, since I can change my vehicles and so forth. And it's all the same stuff, even from day one. I mean, it's not like you unlock special abilities and so forth. You just go through rank, you make more money, and then you can spend your money. You can buy a personal vehicle for when you go out. Your police vehicle's a take-home, so you park it at your house, you go on patrol, you hop in the vehicle, you're on patrol. Plain and simple. In patrol, you go to the police department, you go inside there, you want to end the patrol, you're over. You can use a computer, you can do some online shopping for furniture. You have to sleep to get your energy back, or take a nap. What else can you do? I'm trying to think. You know, when you go into the police department and so forth, all you get is a menu. You know, use a computer, go off duty. You don't walk around, you don't interact with anything that way. Again, maybe a future game will make it to where it's a lot more interactive and really immerse you into the game. So yeah, I mean, if you guys have any questions about the game, if you want to see, you know, maybe a short series, a small series of, you know, a Let's Play kind of game on this, let me know in the comments below. If you have more questions about the game, anything you want to know that you're curious of, maybe you're thinking about picking it up, let me know. If you hate the game, it's total junk, you think it looks like crap, again, just put your comments down below. So yeah, I guess that's going to be my time, guys. So I'd like to thank you all for tuning in and watching. I hope you liked what you saw. Hopefully I covered everything that you might have been wondering about the game and so forth, and at least give you a look at the game. If you can look past the graphics of the 2002, 2003 era graphics, you could have fun with this game. The potential is there. Again, I'm not a huge eye candy guy anymore. I used to be. When Minecraft came out, that changed my view. Minecraft was a fun game. I played the crap out of the game. I looked past the graphics. I held off for months and months and months because the graphics were crap. But the gameplay was awesome, you know? So, yeah, that's all I got to say about it. Again, hope you guys enjoyed it. Please leave your comments below. If you haven't already, go ahead and click the subscribe button, especially if you possibly want to see a little Let's Play series of this game. Again, I haven't decided whether I'm going to do it or not. If I get a lot of people request, hey, I want to see one, you know, put it up, you know, let's get this thing going, I'll get it rolling ASAP. Alright guys, as always, thanks for watching, and until next time.